All right, hello, my name is Shelly. Welcome to my video, welcome to my channel, and welcome to today's reading. The focus of this video is going to be on Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrograde is coming up on May 6th, and Pluto going retrograde is something that happens quite often. It's something that every single human being that is alive is familiar with. For myself personally, I was born in Pluto retrograde, so this Pluto energy, in the way that I'm going to talk to you about it today, is very familiar to me. And I really believe that we have an opportunity here in this Pluto retrograde, or any Pluto retrograde. It doesn't have to be this one in this particular time in year. This could be years down the road you're watching this video. But Pluto retrograde is coming forward as an opportunity for us to take that Pluto energy that's normally directed outwards to the outer world and allow it to come inwards inside of us, so that we have the opportunity to witness, to feel, to experience, and to even harness the transformation and metamorphosis that Pluto offers. So the cards that I have today we're going to be using, I've already done the spread. I've actually already gone through a video and recorded the entire thing for my phone to die, and I lost the entire video. But I feel that the cards that came out were correct and right, and I don't want to do it again. It's really interesting because before I started the reading, I just tapped in and connected to the energy of Pluto, which I'm already, as I'm recording this and sharing this, very much in tune with Pluto's energy and frequency. The message that was coming through and is coming through is that this upcoming Pluto retrograde is deeply, deeply personal and challenging us to not respond and not react in the same ways that we already have, or in the past patterns have been predictable in our behaviors, to handle things in a new way. So many of us are going to experience things in this window of Pluto retrograde, and maybe we already started to, that are familiar feelings, familiar places. They're maybe not very comfortable. They may feel quite dark. Perhaps you're, experiencing anger or rage, or having memories come up. This is what was really coming up before when I recorded these memories, and almost like very, very vivid physiological experiences of things that you've experienced in the past that were painful, hurtful, terrible. So many of us are experiencing this come up in our day-to-day world. And Pluto's inviting us to not deny these things that we're feeling, to not feel them, experience them, and project at others. So what I mean by this is, we have a memory come up or a physiological feeling connected to other people or another person, and we want to think about how bad they were to us or what they did to us, or we can get in that really combative energy of projecting towards another. But what this energy is inviting us to do is to feel that picture or that movie, to be with it without doing anything, without needing to project, without needing to judge, without needing to push it away, eat it away, drink it away, smoke it away, have sex away. You know what I'm saying? To just be with what's coming up, to be with the deep insecurities, the memories, to let them come forward and trust and have faith that spirit, God, source, creator, whatever that is, the universe, Pluto, your higher self, is going to transmute that in a way that your human mind or ego, or whatever we want to call it, could possibly do. Okay. So the invitation is, in this time, I think there's going to be challenging stuff that comes up for each one of us, and maybe more challenging than what we're used to. Some of us are already feeling that. Some of us have real life situations that we're dealing with that are quite intense, and maybe even soul shaking. I know that's a little extreme, but we're experiencing it. As I'm recording this, the wind is behind me and it is roaring. So I feel that that is speaking to a testament to the energy that's coming forward. So the cards that I picked here, I'll go through them all, but what was interesting was before I picked the cards, I connected to the deck and the energy of Pluto, and I asked, like, what is it that we need to know for this Pluto retrograde? Okay, what is it we need to know? Held the deck, put it down, did my cut the way I cut it, and I flipped over the first card and noticed that it's in reverse. So I didn't think to check when I was holding the deck if it was upright or in reverse. So I knew in that moment that all the cards are going to come up in the reversal, and I was intuitively drawn to read them. So the first card that I picked, when I asked Pluto, what is the message for this Pluto retrograde? What do you have for us, right? What is the overall message and energy? So that's the middle card that I have here. And that was the Chariot in reverse, okay? So this Chariot in reverse for me is speaking to what I spoke about at the beginning of this video, is that now is not the time to charge through, plow through, you know, use our horse whip and just go through everything. No, and I don't read this card also as do nothing, but as those triggers come up, memories come up, circumstances come up, you may have quarrels with people that you haven't fought with in a long time. Instead of trying to plow through and, charge through the situation, Spirit is asking us, and Pluto, or whatever we want to call this energy, right, to just stop, and hold and not push through anything. This is the message that was coming before, and I can feel it again. It's to not use our humanness to plow through, and rather to pause and let Spirit flow through. Let God, source, creator, however you connect to that universe, whatever that energy is for you, to do the work for you. So this Pluto retrograde, like the overarching theme in how I read these cards, is that Chariot energy is not front and center going forward. The Chariot energy is actually just right here. It's not going back at us and pushing back, but it's just saying, okay, I'm here, and I'm not going to push out in these difficult things and these hard things. I'm not going to project out, right? I'm not going to feel bad inside myself, so look outward at what everybody owes me or what they did or this or that. This is a time for me to be in my own personal sovereign energy, okay? The next thing I asked is, what's behind me? What's behind you? What's behind us in this Pluto retrograde? And I got the Star in reverse, okay? So the Star in reverse, what was really coming through, and I'm tapping into again, is many of us in the recent past have been at a standstill. We've been at this place where we are so gifted, we're so talented, we're skilled, we're knowledgeable, we have like all of this stuff we've done and we've collected and we are, right? But for many of us, we've been like stopped in our tracks. Like, what do I do? What's my next move? How do I take this out in the world? Like, all these things that I was doing aren't resonating in this moment. What do I do? So I feel like in the recent past, many of us have just been like, what's next? I have no idea, right? And in this halt position. So the Star in reverse, how I read that in relation to Pluto and prior to the retrograde, even right now, right, is we're in a pause, we're waiting, we're not sure exactly what it is, or haven't been, right? And most of us are trusting in this, but still, we can be trusting in something. It still doesn't mean that we don't doubt or wonder or get confused or, really, like, am I going backwards? Is something wrong here? But no, Spirit is saying, like, this is where we're meant to be, okay? So after this retrograde, what's coming? The Two of Swords in reverse as well, okay? So the Two of Swords is the card of decision. I need to make a decision. You need to make a decision, this or that. In reverse, the way that I'm reading this in this context is that after this retrograde, you're not going to have to think to make your decision. I'm very much picking it up like the path is there. You see it, you're like, I got it. I know where I'm going. Here it is, right? And it may not be the path that you thought it was going to be. It may not be the path that, the star energy would be like wowed by. And I guess what I mean by that, I think many people are going down a path that in the past they may not have seen as significant. And I don't know exactly what that means. I feel like after this Pluto retrograde, there's going to be almost like this activation or this memory or this knowing of, right, this is the path I want to go on, and I'm going. Spirit is pulling me here. I don't understand how or why. And when I say that significance isn't there, I feel like many of us are at this point where we understand it's not about what we do. It's not about our accolades. It's not about how many people see us or praise us or how powerful we are. It's about how much heart we bring to what we do. It's about the people that we're around. It's about, the simpler things. It's about slowly building. It's about being. Does that make sense? I feel like after this retrograde, we're not going to be confused anymore because Pluto's taking away this grandiose idea. And again, I don't say this with judgment, but I feel like many of us, because we are on a path that's different than people and that perhaps was before its time, I feel like a lot of us thought, and I say a lot of us, my hands up there too, right? That our path meant that we had to be, seen or witnessed by many, or even on a stage or this or that. And I think some of us are really coming back to, wait a minute, do I actually even care about that? I actually don't care about that. My soul doesn't care about that. My soul cares about this, right? My soul cares about community. My soul cares about the moment. So I feel like many of us are just drawn on this path. Some of us are already going on there. And I feel the direction of this channel is part of that Two of Swords in reverse for me as well. It's like not even an option. It was like my soul was just like, let's go. Let's go this route, right? It's not a promising right off the get-go route, not at all. And it's actually going to be quite confronting, but it's where you're meant to go, okay? So I feel that that's happening for you, that after this Pluto retrograde, or it could be even already, you're being pulled towards this path. Now, this is what's so interesting. What's beneath you supporting you, okay? We got the Lovers in reverse. And I'm feeling the same energy as when I pulled it at the beginning. This is everything that has happened up until this point in terms of relationship with people, with lovers, with work, with family. Every relationship that didn't work out is supporting you, is holding you. And there's lessons and learning, and Pluto's trying to really get us to see that. It's not about mistakes. It's not about the things we did wrong or how bad they were, or how bad we were, or how bad we miscreated together. Everything that we've done in terms of relationship or partnership with the world in whatever way is actually supporting you. It's supporting you in what's coming forward. So Spirit is really asking that we shift that perspective of the dumb things we've done or the judgment that we might have towards the past. Those things are holding us. They're holding us up. And this is even where, I know it might sound weird, but like gratitude to the people that we had the hardest stuff with, maybe the grossest stuff. Even maybe it's not gross, like that's learning. We learned together, we did something together, and hopefully you know what I mean. And just letting us know that whatever was created before is actually holding us and supporting us as we move forward into the future. Now, what's above us? We got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. The way that this came forward and is coming through again is that as we go forward after this Pluto retrograde is a big deal. And if you're watching this in the future, it's a big deal too, right? We are transforming. We are being rebirthed. We are taking this internal process, which is what a retrograde is, to analyze, to decide, to recreate where we're going in the future, right? So, what I see after this retrograde, for those of us who really do the work, and what I'm talking about, really do the work, I'm talking about we are not responding to old triggers. We're not jumping into old patterns. We're staying the course with what we know is our true north, or what we're being guided and pulled to. And the outcome of that is we're not going to have to work so hard. A lot of us, put your hand up, let me know in the comments if you can relate to, man, I've been working really hard, right? I pushed 3 years like harder than hard in a certain direction, and I've taken a turn in that direction. It doesn't mean I'm letting everything go from that direction, but it's like when we get on that path, and that Two of Swords, right? We're naturally going there. You're already going there. Most of you know. If you know what that path is, please let me know in the comments. But you're not going to have to work so dang hard, because this is soul, this is spirit, this is where you're meant to go, this is what you're meant to do, okay? So that Seven of Pentacles in reverse is like, okay, wow, yeah, you're still going to have to put in the work. That's not what I'm saying when I say you're not going to have to work so hard, but it's not going to feel like it's ripping you apart and killing you. It's going to feel like this is right. I don't need accolades. I don't need people clapping for me. I don't need likes. I don't need feedback. I don't need any of that. I know what I'm doing for myself and my soul and my path ahead and my path right now and the path even before me. So this Pluto retrograde is a beautiful opportunity for us to be with the hard things, the dark things, the heavy things, and to not revert into, like, this is really important. Spirit is being very clear. Let's not revert into the patterns of destruction when we're uncomfortable. Let's take self-responsibility for, hey, this is in my field, my energy, it's coming up. It's actually not my husband. It's actually not my past partners. It's actually not anyone. This is in me. And this is for me to be with. And Spirit's asking, when those feelings come up, we're not looking for a solution. We're not looking for our mind to figure it out or put it somewhere. We're trusting that Spirit's transmuting it. Pluto's transmuting it, right? That energy, that planetary frequency is transmuting it, okay? So this is a really beautiful time, but it's a challenging time. So don't worry if your dreams are messed up. Don't worry if life feels dark. There's something happening. The darkness transmutes, okay? And again, it's not always supposed to be butterflies, lightness, love. This dark stuff is the stuff that moves the needle, right? This dark stuff is the stuff that gets us out of being stuck in that star energy in reverse, right? Again, the love and light paradigm always comes to a halt and a standstill if you refuse to do, they call it shadow work, right? The yucky stuff. If you refuse to look at yourself and be freaking real about, you know, what's there, you're going to get stuck and you're going to be in the disconnected frequency. So I believe this is a really exciting time. I'm really excited to share this reading with you. I would love to know your feedback. What's happening for you? Is your path pulling you? And this is very clear. Some of you are already in this new path and direction, but some of you, this isn't going to come till afterwards. So don't worry if you're not there, but allow yourself to trust, right? Again, you don't know this because you didn't watch. You don't see the first recording that got deleted. But in the first recording, I talk about the things that we did that didn't seem to go anywhere, right? The things that we did, oh yeah, no, this is what it was. When we first awakened, do you remember when you first awakened, right? So I think back to, it was 2010, 2011, and this was a massive activation point for me, like so big. And I know you guys have them too, right? That massive activation point, everything was exciting and new and thrilling. And, you know, there was a few years that just were, you know, I don't even know, it felt expansive. But then what happens is we get deeper in our journey, we start to plateau. At least we think it's plateauing, because it doesn't feel exciting anymore. It doesn't feel, It's, you've learned to integrate. You've become an integrated person. So you're no longer having that external reality as big and bright as it was. It's now your essence. So it's really important that we remember you're not experiencing that anymore because you are that. And you have to take that which you are and put it out into the world in a simple form. I've always said this when I had clients, one-on-one clients in my clinic, people would come in and I'd be like, go do something. Go take a class, take a random class. Well, I don't know what to do. Put your finger down, close your eyes, open your eyes, take that class. When you start to put yourself in places, you're allowing spirit to bring to you what's meant to come into your path, right? It's so simple. I think we make it really, really complex, but you are now integrated. So yeah, it doesn't feel as exciting, as big. Go put yourself out in your community, out in your world, and be with that. So I'm really excited for this Pluto retrograde. Again, I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, check out the link in the description below for Athens birth chart calculator so you can find out where your Pluto is in your true sidereal placement, aka where Pluto actually was in the sky when you were born. It's really valuable, and I think it'll be super helpful for those of you who want to know where Pluto was in the sky when you were born, okay? So that's my video today. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. I post content on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes I sprinkle it in between. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.